All right, what's going on, guys? Connor Drake, Ethan Hurst, Will Layman, Rivals Podcast, episode 8. We have a ton to talk about today, but I'm going to go a little bit out of order from usual because I am so excited to hear Layman's takes about last night's game. So, Layman, please go ahead and take it away.
Piss poor performance. Actually terrible on every level. At first I just completely blamed Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, but I rewatched some of it today. I mean, we gotta figure something out with the pass catching. Like it's actually bad. Like that ball smacks Bill Melton in the chest. Dontavian Wicks drops a fourth and eight. Just like nothing going on offense. Josh Jacobs, he can't get over 2 yards of carry. I saw this crazy stat today. We have the worst blocking skill players in the league. Like we're 32nd in block rate with our skill players. So, and Tucker Kraft is our best blocker skill wise. So that's scary for the run. And then like that fourth and one call by the floor inside zone. Like what are we doing? Like we can't get a little more creative than that with the game on the line. Like are we serious? That's like
I was
that's what we come up with. That's what we
Yeah, the
come up
whole
with.
asked
defense
for
calling
that.
it out.
I
Yeah,
was
the
about to
defense
ask
calls it
that.
out. Like that's and like, come on, Jordan. Like, if you hear that, you gotta freaking call an audible there, bro. Like the floor. I want to see. I want the Brian DeBoll to be hired and call the plays. I'm sick of the floor running the plays. Like I can't do his plays, dude. It's so bad, bro. It's so bad. I'm so sick of seeing jet sweeps get stuffed at the line of scrimmage every other play. And then, yeah, we need Jaden Reed to come back like really fast, or else we are probably cooked. Because our defense is crazy. The defense was lax last night. Micah Parsons was getting so many pressures. Even like Keesaw Nixon and Valentine looked really good. But that offense, bro, it's so painful to watch. Like it's actually, and then missed kick again. Like just like I don't even know what that was by McManus. Like that was horrible. That was the worst attempted field goal I've seen in my life. Like it didn't even get blocked.
I mean,
Did you
64 yards in win, though,
It
right?
went 20 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it was
I
a
could have
bad
came closer
kick.
than that.
Yeah,
But
it
like,
was a bad kick.
I
do you
mean,
think they should have thrown it?
yeah, they should have thrown it. McManus,
But based
McManus,
off the first kick, though, the first kick was like
it was
the first kick was
close.
close.
Have you
Yeah.
seen McManus' last 3 games though? He's
Yeah.
11 for 17 on field goals this year.
But you really think they had a better chance of completing a Hail Mary though than
Yeah,
than
Christian
just
Watson
kicking
can.
us?
One thing Christian Watson can do is like, oh, that was the other bad play. Christian Watson should have caught that ball on the goal line.
Yeah, I did see
That was
that.
terrible. He took accountability though. He said he should have caught it, but
Yeah, I
like.
saw that too. Yeah.
That could have been a game changer. I don't know. I mean, they've got to figure the offense out. Hopefully, we have a bounce back versus the Giants, but the schedule doesn't get any easier from here. We still got the Lions, we still got the Vikings twice, we still got the Bears twice, and we still got the Ravens. Like, yeah, they gotta string something together in these next few games, or else we're not making the playoffs.
Mm. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of internal pressure for LaFleur to
Before
give up the plays. Yeah. And
I,
if
I think
he
he's gonna be
doesn't,
done this week.
he's got to be. If he's not, he better call a really good game.
Oh, did you see that freaking play, like replay of him, like on the sideline? Freaking like
What? Oh, like in the
scratch,
second quarter when he
bro.
was
Freaking
like
like
drawing on the
looks like he was
iPad.
scratching a lottery ticket, dude. Like, come
Yeah.
on, bro. The game was going on. The defense was out
Yeah.
there, bro, and he was just sitting there freaking scratching away, coming up with
There's like a
nothing.
perfectly placed Packers helmet like right next to him.
Dude,
Like, bro.
that game was
Yeah, that
so
was
bad.
wild.
Like, no, like it's giving me vibes from like the Chiefs at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Like, that's what their offense looks like. Like it's
Yeah.
time to just let Jordan Love throw the ball down the field. If he throws a couple interceptions, who cares? Like they gotta get something going. I mean, hopefully Dobbs isn't out a long time either, or we're cooked.
I do have to ask after last night, like, what is your opinion on Parsons? Like, is he still making a good impact? Like, even though he's not really showing up on the stat sheet a ton, is he still making a significant
Yeah.
impact enough for that
See,
trade to be
I
good?
think so because if you look at his pressure rate and the amount of pressures he gets, I think that's almost as important as sacks.
Yeah,
Because
for
like
sure.
he's forcing the quarterback to push the ball out quicker. And like look at Rashawn Gary, dude has like 7.5 sacks on the year. He's like having a career year at age like 29 because
Yeah.
Parsons just freeing it up for him. And then like yeah, like Keyshawn Nixon and Valentine, they should not be doing this good, but like. The quarterback has to throw quick, so yeah, he's making his presence felt. I think it's I'm still happy with that signing.
Yeah, we'll see. Um, Giants will be an interesting game for you guys. We'll see how that turns out. See if Dart's healthy. That'll be a big part of it. But yeah, not an ideal outcome at Lambeau, but still a lot of season left to be played. We're only halfway done. So things could change. They definitely have the ability and the personnel on the offense. It's just whether it all comes together. Would you agree with that take?
I agree. I think Jane Reed and Matthew Golden coming back will be huge because
Yeah.
we're you can't rely on or you can't rely on Dontavian Wicks and Bo Melton who was a cornerback before last night. Like that dude got like the second most targets last night and he was a cornerback.
Yeah,
Like
that's
and it's not Travis Hunter. Like no. Yeah,
yeah.
it's bad. Packers fans are in shambles. Oh, I'm frozen.
Hurst, a lot going on in Provo this week. Not just football, they got a huge matchup Saturday against UConn. Do you have any thoughts on that, or how do you think that game is going to go? It's in Boston, so it's neutral side, but it's pretty much a road game for BYU.
That's exactly what I was going to talk about. I don't have much to say other than that. Haven't really looked into it. But yeah, it is pretty much. I know BYU travels pretty well, their fans, but it is pretty much a home game from UConn. Um, I mean, as of right now, it'll be a 7 versus 3 matchup, and I'm excited for it. But I don't really have much to say on it right now.
Yeah, that'll be a good one to watch. Yeah, do you have anything um, about the BYU loss to Texas Tech? Because that was I mean, obviously a disappointing game. Um, Offense couldn't really get going. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, dude, that sucked. Like, I literally traded Saturdays for someone for work, and like I'm superstitious. I was like, if I stay home to watch this game, BYU is gonna lose. And so I'm blaming it on myself. But no, they looked bad. Offense looked really bad. I mean, they didn't score till the fourth quarter when we were just in straight pass mode, and it was almost like a 2 minute drill. And so like offense couldn't get settled in, run game couldn't get established, pass game couldn't get established. Um, I mean nothing. You know, Bayer didn't look great. Um, I will say the defense and the score doesn't really show. I know Texas Tech scored 29, but the defense looked really good that game. I mean, they forced a lot of field goals. And, when BYU's offense is just, um, muffed punt we had, first punt of the game for Tech, that puts them on the BYU side already. Forced a field goal. Okay, nice. Um, you know, Bear throws a pick. So multiple turnovers, and Texas Tech only scored like one touchdown, one or two. It might have
They
been
had
two.
that. Sorry, they had that big stop at the end of the
Yeah,
half too, right?
yeah, yeah. They did. I remember that. That was a big stop as well. And like the defense was keeping us in the game. It really felt like it should have been a game. Like it really felt like it was a straight blowout by Texas Tech. I mean, Texas Tech is such a good team. That defense is insane. Jacob Rodriguez is, the best linebacker in the nation. I mean, he almost had a pick six. Like the catch was crazy that he made. Um, but yeah, I mean, and the other thing is like the amount of posts I see like on social media, like is BYU frauds? I don't know if you guys are seeing all that. Like we lose to a top 10 team on the road. Like how can
Yeah,
you even like that's just dumb. Like it's not a bad loss at all. Yes, we played bad, but it's like I don't know. Texas was 10.5 point favorites, and I mean, Tech's the better team. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, ultimately it just comes down to if you're a team like BYU and you have like playoff expectations, like you have to show ultimately that you can compete with playoff caliber opponents. Like
Yeah.
even though like Texas Tech's obviously a really good team, like that's that loss isn't going to be a great look just solely because it wasn't that competitive of a game. But the best case scenario for you guys is to win out and get them again in the Big 12 championship.
Yeah. No, I agree with you there. It really wasn't a competitive game at all. I mean, we had 0 points to the fourth quarter. Like how can that be competitive? Um, but yeah, now I'm curious to see what kind of, if there's multiple paths that allow us to make the playoffs. I don't know if we can win out the regular season, um, lose to Tech again in the championship and still be in. I don't know. Um, Obviously, BYU still controls their own path, so obviously the best thing is to win out. So just take it week by week.
I don't think you lose a Tech twice. That's hard to do. Beat a football team twice in the same year in college. And it's gonna be a neutral site, so
Yeah, it will be an neutral
like,
site, which would help BYU, but I mean, it could still happen.
what ranked
Texas
teams you guys
is a
got
good
left?
team. What's that?
Do you guys have ranked teams left? Like ranked games left?
The regular season isn't that easy. The rest of the regular season, we have TCU at home next
Okay.
week, which is actually a solid team.
Yeah.
Um, and then at Cincinnati,
That's the
which
big
will
game.
not be easy. That's the game for sure that we could lose.
Yeah.
And so obviously if we lose that game, then we have to win the championship to get in. We're not getting in with three L's. So
Do you have any more thoughts about this TCU game this weekend? Like just how you're feeling or anything?
haven't really looked at TCU that much. It's definitely not a gimme. Um, I don't know what TCU's record is. I think
I think they got two losses, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, I think they're
Or
like
maybe three. I'll pull it up really quick, but keep
they just
going.
lost to Iowa State. They're six
I
and
did, yeah.
still a
Six and
solid
three.
team. Hmm.
Yeah,
Definitely a
yeah.
losable game, but hopefully BYU can learn from their mistakes and win that one.
It's in Provo at night, so that's going to be a tough environment for
That's
sure.
good. That's definitely good for BYU.
We'll get a little bit more into BYU's playoff outlook in a little bit. But I'm wanted to ask Layman. I know it feels like there's a little bit of a lull maybe in Knoxville right now with basketball not really playing anyone big, and then football's got New Mexico State this week. But do you have it right? They got New Mexico State.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to talk about though in terms of either of those squads?
No, I mean, I was gonna see a blowout who we played the other night. We have another game going on right now. So I'm hoping that goes on. Ament looked really good. He had like 20 points and 8 boards, and it was good to see Houston up to number one because that'll be a fun rematch. Face them as number one team of the nation. And then we got Louisville and Illinois. So solid non-con schedule. And we'll see what happens with that Houston tournament if we can win that game. See who we'll play next. But yeah, start off easy, but it's gonna get tougher. So hopefully they can keep the foot down. I'm liking Ament though. He just plays really smooth for like how big he is. Like I don't know. He spaces the floor well. He can shoot the ball. I'm liking him so far.
Yeah, definitely. You have anything on? If not, it's chill. But I'm just wondering, you have anything on
Yeah.
football or not?
No, I mean hopefully we can just smoke them this week. Get the offense feeling good again after a Lowell performance versus Oklahoma. I mean,
Yeah,
there's really not. I don't got much hope in playoffs. But I mean, if in a perfect world everything goes right,
never know.
we go 3-0 and every team loses every game ahead of us somehow.
It didn't help your case. I don't think that Florida got beat by Kentucky.
That sucked that they got beat
Yeah,
38-7. Because like if they came into that game at like 4-5 and 4, 4-5, like that would not be a terrible like
right in
that's
the
not a
swamp. Yeah.
yeah in the swamp rivalry game. Like, but now it just looks bad if we lose and it just doesn't look good if we win. So it's kind of like a lose-lose.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'll talk about Iowa for a little bit here. Um, Basketball, I mean, not a ton. from over the weekend beat Western Illinois. Sturts looked good. It feels like Sturts is really he's in on every play. It feels like he's either like facilitating or scoring. Like that's Sturts. Um, and we got Xavier Friday. I have not looked much into Xavier in terms of like personnel or anything like that, but they did just lose to Santa Clara by 19 at home. And then they had two really competitive games against nobody schools before that. So I don't think this is going to be the game that people expected it to be, but I'll still be in Carver Friday night, and hopefully the Hawks can win big with how Xavier's looking right now. Um, yeah, and then in terms of football, obviously a really disappointing game. I mean, ultimately that loss comes down to the Brian Worrell snap that went out the back of the end zone and the Weegent fumble in the red zone. Like, I mean, the margins of football are just so thin, and that game like displays it perfectly. Like Iowa football plays such a style that it always comes down to who makes the least mistakes, and it wasn't Iowa football. Um, Another really interesting thing was right before um that snap we had go out the back of the end zone, we had a 3rd and 2 where we threw the ball instead of putting it on the ground, and I noticed it at the time. I turned to my buddy and I was like, that's a really bad decision. And I didn't think anything about it. And then I heard like people, like radio people, like really upset about that because we were running the ball really well before that. And it did really just feel like a really bad call at the time. And then, of course, like we know at this point that Gronowski struggles to throw early in games. And it led to the um, bad snap, and weather elements played a role in that and everything. But shout out Drew Stevens. That's a tough 58-yard field goal in those conditions is really tough, and he's had a rocky year, but that was a huge kick from him. Um, and yeah, we're gonna go give USC all they can handle. I feel like I have a good feeling about this game. I've kind of said from the beginning of the year, like if we don't beat Oregon, we're probably going to go to USC and see a really motivated Iowa team. I would be shocked if this team doesn't get a ranked win this year. That's my take on it. Um, I think we might see a little bit more of a high scoring game. It might be kind of similar to the Rutgers game, a little bit of back and forth. Um, USC, their offense is great, a lot of misdirection. It's really fun to watch if you watch it. They got Lemon, obviously. Um, Mayava is very dynamic. And then King Miller, I always struggled against these backs like from Indiana, like Hemby, and then you also got like Whittington from Oregon. They're just hard to bring down. King Miller isn't exactly that. He's kind of a fast, like outside, run the ball outside kind of guy. Um, so I feel like we might have a little bit easier of a time stopping the run than we did against Oregon. We had a lot of missed tackles against Oregon, played a factor. Another thing I want to say about the Oregon game is I don't know what's going on with these Iowa's 2-point conversions, but we really need to get it figured out. Like anytime we run a 2-point play, it doesn't, you have a bad feeling in your stomach before it starts and it never turns out good. So, and I don't know why we feel like we have to throw the ball, like just run RPO. Um, Honestly, just have Gronowski keep it on a draw. There's so many more. We need to get more creative with these 2-point plays. It's just doesn't feel like it's working in our favor at all recently. But yeah, ultimately, like 2-point loss to Oregon, made some mistakes that we can't make if we want to be a top 10 team. But this is still a really good football team. People should be excited about this USC game this weekend, especially with Iowa being ranked 21. You just never know what the um what the field is going to look like. So we're still playing for a lot going forward. All right, you guys want to talk a little bit of bracket, just general bracket talk?
Sure.
All right, Layman, I got to ask you. I feel like I know basically what your answer is going to be, but how do you feel about Indiana still being in front of A&M?
I don't think I just don't get that. I mean, you almost lose to a team that's on a 6-point skid. You really didn't do anything to like boost your stock that week. I don't see how they're possibly ranked above A&M. Like, who are Indiana's top wins? Illinois, right? And, like Iowa
Their best win is at Oregon, and then
at
second
Oregon.
best
Oh, I
probably
forgot about
at
the Oregon
Iowa,
game.
and then they probably have yeah, they got the win against Illinois
So some
too.
solid wins. I don't know. I just after that last showing, just based off recency, it's probably a little recency bias, but I thought A&M should have jumped them in the rankings. I bet that's kind of the general consensus looking at ESPN too. Like people were surprised that at least one article that I read was surprised that Indiana State at 2 after like that close of a game with Penn State. And it's not like Mendoza played out of his mind either.
I mean, that last drive kind of does speak volumes, though, if you think about it. I
That
mean,
was a
some
good
crazy
last drive.
catches.
But
Yeah.
also that was just a complete choke down Penn State's secondary and everyone in their defense. I mean, they just let Indiana drive right down the field on it. That was actually so bad. That was such a poorly that was such a poor defensive possession. It was actually terrible. Because what he had like 80 yards, right? On like 5 passes.
Yeah.
Like that just cannot happen. And that what was it, third and 17 or something?
Something like that.
Like you just can't give that up in that position. Like I don't know.
Also important to note that Indiana was without their top wide receiver, Elijah Surratt, for that game.
That is true. That is true.
But every team's dealing with injuries, I'm just saying.
The
Might
other
have
one
played a
I
bit.
was confused by was the Notre Dame. I just don't understand that.
I was gonna say, Hurst, let's talk about that. How do you feel about Notre Dame in the field? Do you think BYU deserves to be in over Notre Dame?
Um, yeah, I think so. I mean, that's a little bias. I honestly don't know much about Notre Dame this year, but I
I
don't know.
think
What's their record right now?
they got two losses. They lost week one and week two, Miami and A&M, both those games on the road. Or wait, sorry, no, Miami on the road, Notre Dame at home. Miami on the road, A&M at home. Um, but yeah, I mean, CJ Carl looks like a really he has good playmaking ability. He looks solid throwing the ball. But their Notre Dame's biggest strength is definitely their run game. They got Jeremiah Love, obviously, and then I can't remember for the life of me right now the name of their second string back, but I know he's also very dynamic as well. And then I mean, it's Notre Dame. I'm sure their defense is pretty competent as usual. But I know the strength of that team is definitely their run game.
Yeah, I mean they're independent. Like, I don't know. Their schedule doesn't look that good.
I feel like if the system should really be based off who you beat, and like BYU has the better win. BYU has the best win of the two teams with Utah
Yeah.
in terms of ranking. It's because Utah, the committee has Utah at 13 and USC at 17, and Utah's only loss is at A&M, who jumped Ole Miss, or sorry, Tech that jumped Ole Miss. First, how do you feel about that? How do you think Tech deserves to jump Ole Miss?
I do actually. I think Tech's a really good team. The the one thing that I was like weird or like I don't know how does Ole Miss jump Oregon?
Well, Ole Miss was already in front of Oregon, but
Wait, were
the
they
one,
really?
Yeah, they were.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, I do think that like Oregon's best win is Iowa, and Ole Miss's best win is probably like Oklahoma, right, Layman?
Yeah, that's
Pretty sure.
probably
So I mean,
yeah, that would be. They
Ole
did
Miss
play
has a better win. Plus,
Ole Miss's one loss is Georgia, and that was a really good game.
right?
And that was
Yes,
at Athens, if I'm remembering right.
it was at
'Cause
Athens.
They
That's
were they
correct.
were up most of the game. Like
Yeah,
they had the lead for a large chunk. That was not a bad loss at all. Because we all know Georgia's home field winning streak or whatever. Although that was broken this year, I guess, but still.
yeah. No, that Athens is a very tough place to play, regardless, for sure.
What about Texas at 10?
I do agree with Texas over BYU just because of they have the Oklahoma win and they have the Vandy win. Those are two good
Yeah.
wins for Texas. I
That's
know they have
Texas
the
is looking
Florida
really
loss.
good.
Yeah, and they are looking a lot better.
Like they
And that
started off
Ohio at
rough.
Ohio State, that's one of the best losses in the country. Sorry, Layman, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say like since that loss, they've been fine. Like they've been really strong in SEC play. Like they've looked
Yeah,
impressive. Arch Manning's turning it up finally. Their defense looks good. The
but I
Oklahoma one was a
do.
good one.
Oh,
Yeah. Go ahead.
oh yeah, no, I do think BYU should be above Notre Dame though. I think BYU is a stronger resume. And I think what they put on the field is at times look just as good as Notre Dame. I don't see why the committee is favoring Notre Dame. I mean, obviously the brand and everything, but I really think BYU deserves to be there. Now, Layman, I got to get your opinion on this. What's your opinion on Tech jumping Ole Miss?
Uh, I don't know. I mean, I think Tech's good. I
Yeah,
don't.
I feel like Tech has the better win with, or wait, no, Ole Miss has the better win, right, with Utah. The thing with the argument for Texas Tech jumping Ole Miss is really that their one loss, they didn't have Morton, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So when I mean when they're technically when they're fully healthy, they're defeated.
Yeah. No.
And the loss was
I
at
think
ASU.
I think Ole Miss is actually really underrated though. Like I feel like they just play really good football. They have a good offense. I mean, I don't know. I was kind of surprised that they got jumped, but I mean that was a good win versus BYU. So and in the fashion that they did it in, like
I think BYU deserves to be. Uh, what about Oklahoma? Do you think they deserve to be above Oklahoma?
Yes,
Oklahoma's not in
in
it.
my opinion.
I think so too. I think I
Right.
do. I think Notre
I
Dame
don't
and
know.
Oklahoma.
Wait, are you saying
Yeah,
Oklahoma has
Oklahoma's not
one
in.
loss and it's to number 6 on the road. Like,
Yeah. Plus Oklahoma hasn't Oklahoma's best win is like Michigan, right? Yeah, their best win is Michigan at home in week 2. And Michigan's a good team, but BYU has the better win against Utah.
yeah.
So I would agree that BYU deserves to be ranked over Oklahoma. Like if Texas loses this week, um, like all that has to happen for BYU is Texas and Oklahoma lose this week, and then you're right back in the field. That's my
Yeah.
opinion of it.
Yeah.
Or you never know, Pittsburgh gives Notre Dame a battle. Like you never know.
That'd be huge.
Do we
That'd
think
be
like even
huge.
if Notre Dame like wins that game by like 3 and BYU beats TCU by like 2 scores, like I mean, is there do you think do we what just not based on what you think should happen, but is in that scenario, do we think that the committee could put BYU in the field over Notre Dame?
If Notre Dame wins by like 3, you say?
Yeah. If Notre Dame yeah, if Notre Dame wins, but it's like they don't win, they don't look great and it's close and
Yeah,
BYU
yeah.
looks good against TCU.
I think they should. I don't think they
Yeah.
would though.
Yeah.
I don't
You
know.
agree with that, Layman?
I
Yeah.
think
I don't
that's
know. I just think BYU gets a little disrespected sometimes
Oh,
with
for
rank.
sure. But it's like the Texas Tech coach said, they deserve more respect than Notre Dame because they play a conference schedule
Yeah, did
for
you see?
sure.
I saw that interview too.
I
Yeah.
agree with
I
that.
respected that Tech coach for that a lot.
Yeah.
That makes me mad about Notre Dame.
Yeah. No one
Like,
likes Notre Dame, bro. It's ridiculous how they don't play an independent schedule and then get favored by the committee. It's
Yeah.
every year. They beat USC and that's their one good win typically. It's just stupid. Then they play Purdue and Arkansas and act like they're all big. That's pretty much what happens with them year after
Exactly.
year.
wait, who are their two losses? It's A&M and
It's A&M and Miami, which are those
Yeah.
are good
Miami's
losses,
not that
but
good of a loss though. Like,
right. Okay, that was my next question.
like
What is your guys' opinion of Miami is in the field at 11 right now? Is that justified Miami to be in over Georgia Tech? What do you guys think?
no, I think that's crazy. I think Georgia Tech is gonna beat Miami. I think it's gonna be Tech versus Miami for the ACC, and I think Tech wins.
What do you
Miami
think,
has
Hurst?
not been impressive in conference play.
Do they play in the regular season or is that like a championship matchup you're talking
I
about?
think it's a championship matchup, right? Because
Yeah,
Tech has Georgia, and that's gonna be a huge game, Tech versus Georgia.
I'm with Layman. I think Georgia Tech would win.
I think if you take both teams at their best, I think Miami is the better team. But I do think that Georgia Tech has been the better team. Georgia Tech has been the more consistent team by just a little bit, I
Wh-
think, is the answer. So
What
I
happens if
think right.
Georgia Tech beats Georgia, and then
I
Miami
mean,
beats Tech in the ACC championship? Do they both make it?
You could be
Like,
if that's the case, you could be talking about a two-bid ACC. Yeah,
yeah, that'd be crazy.
that'd be like a BYU nightmare right there for sure.
Yeah,
That'd be a
that'd be
Yeah,
disaster.
so
yeah, that is a
bad.
crazy situation to think about.
Please no.
Um, fa uh, they were also talking about I caught the very end of the selection show today, and they were talking about a scenario where Miami gets an at-large bid, but the ACC champion like gets left off in favor of like a group of five because it's the top five conference winners. So that's just another bizarre. I'm not saying that's going to happen. It's unlikely, but that's another bizarre AC. This AC that I'm just saying with the ACC as wild as it is, that's just another bizarre scenario that could happen.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. But if my yeah, I think if Miami gets more consistent down the stretch, then I would back them a little more. But I think Tech, I agree with you guys that Tech has been more consistent as of recent.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll talk about the Bears. I'll make it quick, and then we can get pick'ems in. How's that sound?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. I mean, ultimately, what decided that game was and got him fired was Dable's decision, fourth and goal at the 1 yard line to kick a field goal. I texted you guys like right as I saw it, watching the replay. I was like, that's the craziest decision I've ever seen, or one of them in Soldier Field, and I lived through the Eberflus era. I mean, I don't know what went through his head, honestly. Like Greg Olson said it, you're giving up 35 yards of field position for 3 points. Not at all worth it, especially when you're up 17-10 and you've been running the ball. The Bears did a good job of stopping the run in the first half, but you're running the ball all over the Bears defensive line in the second half. And some people might look at the Bears offense yesterday and say, well, you had 10 points up until there were like 5 minutes left in the game. Well, we had good drives and big explosive plays, it felt like, and then the drive just it felt like it just evaporated. Like we'd have third and short, or we'd go for it on fourth and short, and it would just be like Caleb makes a bad throw, receiver drops the ball, um, and then bam, the drive's over. So we just got to find a way to finish drives. It's not like before where we'd have like third and four, oh, false start, third and nine, and now we're punting. We're really moving the ball. We just got to find a way to finish drives going downfield. But this offense has again been really inspiring. I think Torrey Taylor's got to be better. He had a lot of opportunities yesterday. Took him in the fourth round as a punter, and he has not played up to standard. I love Torrey Taylor, but he's got to be better. Um, and then OZ had some drops. He's got to be better. Burden looked really good yesterday. Had some really inspiring moments from him. Colson Loveland finally getting involved, and Caleb Williams. It's like Greg Olson said, you can't play quarterback any better than he did on those last two drives. And shout out O line, 0 sacks, only three QB hits yesterday against the second highest paid defensive front in the league. So it's pretty good. Um, yeah, as far as defense goes, I mean, our secondary still looks um, pretty soft for now. CJ Gardner Johnson really filled up the stat sheet yesterday, though, 2 sacks. So shout out to him. He's been a great addition. You can definitely feel his presence. That was one of the better games from our D line for sure. And I mean, there's rumors about Kyler Gordon and Jalen Johnson coming back sooner than expected. And if those are true, I mean, this season could really take a 180. So, I mean, don't count out the Bears is all I'm saying. But we'll see how this game at Minnesota goes this week. Might be a tough one, but it's a big game for the North standings. Do we have time for Pick'em?
Yeah.
You think, Layman?
What do we got?
I don't
My
see a
clock says
10-minute timer.
1 minute.
Do you have a timer, Hurst?
Oh, I'm just
I say we just wing it. If it ends, it ends. Who cares?
All right, bet.
Just,
Um,
just prepare for it to be cut
okay.
off.
I don't see a 10-minute timer yet, so
I started at 7:55 at the latest.
All right, Jets, Pats, Thursday night football. I'm going Pats. Patriots look really good.
I got
Yeah,
the Pats as
Pats.
well.
Yeah. Bears going to Minnesota. I gotta take the Vikings here. But if JJ McCarthy starts turning the ball over and we start running the ball really well, that could be a different game. But I'm gonna take the Vikings.
I got the Vikings too,
Yeah,
but
give me the Vikings.
Hartley is trash. I got Jets in fantasy and it's pissing me off.
Commanders, Dolphins. Who do we got? I got Dolphins personally. They played good last week.
Yeah, give me the Fins. Fins up.
I'll take the Commanders.
All right. Um, Dolphins are favored by 2.5. Bengals at Steelers. I don't feel great about the Steelers, but I'm going to take them just because the Bengals have been look awful. So I'm taking the Steelers.
I got the Steelers.
Yeah, give me the Steelers. Bengals have a bad pass defense and rush
Char,
defense.
yeah. Chargers, Jaguars. I feel like I've been too down on the Chargers this year. They've really been beating a lot of these mid-tier teams, so I'm taking the Chargers.
That could be a good game. I got the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers after that atrocious ending last week.
Bucks, Bills. This could get interesting, but the Bills really have not impressed me very many times this year, so I'm taking the Bucks here.
I think the Bills will bounce back.
Yeah, I got bounce back for the Bills.
Texans at Titans. Texans got one last week, but I'm going to take the Titans this week. Pull off the upset.
I'm going to take Houston.
Yeah, I got Texans, especially with Stroud back.
Oh, this is an interesting one. Panthers, Falcons. I gotta say the Falcons are just a little bit more complete right now, so I'm gonna take them.
I also got the Falcons.
I'm taking the Falcons. Hopefully Bijan does something because he's pissing me off in fantasy.
Packers, Giants. Screw it. The way this Packers offense is looking right now, give me New York.
It's
Upset.
valid. That's valid.
I want to take the Giants too. I got the Packers though.
I'm riding with the boys. We got a bounce back coming. Much needed.
This is the game of the week right here. Seahawks, Rams. I'm taking the Rams. They're one of the best teams in the league right now. Both these teams are great. I'm taking LA though.
That's a great game. I got the Rams. Is it in LA?
Yes.
Give me the Seahawks.
Yeah, the
Give
Rams.
me Sam
That'll be
Darnold.
a that's the game of the week. LA's favored by 3.5, both teams at 7-2. Niners at Cardinals. I'm taking Niners. They've been pretty reliable still, despite injuries.
Yeah, give me the Niners.
Yeah, give me the
Cardinals.
Niners.